Peter Pan is an isekai. Fuck you, fight me. Just so you know, we're only going to be talking about the Disney version of this property, since it's probably the most well-known version out there. Sorry, Jeremy Sumter. You cute and all, but I've never seen your version. I also would like to apologize to the book readers. I know there may be a lot of key points in the book that the movie completely overlooked or got wrong, but I don't read. That's nerd shit. No, it's not. I don't know why I was so aggressive there, but I digress. We all know of our beloved Peter Pan of Neverland. He's a scrappy young boy who's got a disdain for adults and never wants to grow up. You've probably heard from notable talkers such as Jordan Peterson that Peter Pan is a symbol of the perpetual boy and Captain Hook is a symbol of the realities of growing up. How the Crocodile of Time has already had a bite of him and now wants to take the rest. That may all be what novelist James Matthew Barrie envisioned for this character, but here are the main points I would like to talk about based on Wikipedia's and the general public's knowledge occurring in the isekai genre. 1. Isekais are an accidental travel genre of light novels and anime. 2. You have to die in order to be transported to another world. 3. You receive special powers upon arriving in the new world. And 4. You meet interesting new creatures and species in the new world. Let's talk about the first one. Isekais are an accidental travel genre. This idea is posed around accidentally getting chosen at random. Sometimes you get randomly chosen to play an alpha of a game, and then in the beta you get trapped, like an SAO. Sometimes the world you live in just happens to need some heroes because they're dying at a faster rate than they're being brought in. And fighting a demon king doesn't seem, fun to people, like in Konosuba. Maybe you're playing the last moments the server in a game is open, and you decide to wait it out to pay respects to all of the people that put in so much of their time and effort to helping you build your guild. But the clock ticks past 12, you realize the logout and general command board functionality of the game is gone, and, well, now you're stuck, like an overlord. Well, what makes Peter Pan so random and accidental? What were the first lines said by the narrator of the movie again?
All this has happened before, and it will all happen again. But this time it happened in London.
What is a recurring thing about isekais? Japan keeps making them, left, right, indiscriminately, with a slight variation of what the teenager's otherworldly adventure will entail. Same with this situation. It has probably happened to hundreds, maybe thousands, of children all over the world chosen at random. People just seem to end up in Neverland. In this case, Peter just so happens to be frequenting the Darling family's house because he found out they continued to do more stories about him past what the author J.M. Barrie wrote. It could be that his shadow quite liked these stories too. Also, what if right after the kids jumped off the house window, the pixie dust magic stopped? They would have all fallen to their deaths, and poor Nana the dog would have been traumatized. It was foolish of them to believe the words of a teenage boy who innately knew how to fly, without knowing how to explain how or why he can even do it. 2. You have to die in order to be transported to another world. This one's easy because it's not true at all. The reason this is a trope, and a commonly used one, is because it is an easy way for the protagonist to have some sort of motivation that will guide them in whatever story the author wants it to be. An example is if the character was gifted and felt isolated and alone in a previous life, then they would wish of the goddess to give them all-round average abilities. Like in, didn't I say make my abilities average in the next life? Yep, that's the actual title of the anime. How about a character dying in a super embarrassing way, and the goddess tasked with your revival is kind of being annoying? And just to get back at her, you choose her to be your special item or power that the goddesses usually bestow upon you to fight the new world out of spite. Honestly, there have already been a couple of examples of isekais that don't immediately kill the character to just be reborn in a new place. Look at the aforementioned Sword Art Online. Kirito wasn't killed, he just ended up trapped in a VR game like Comatose. In No Game No Life, stepbrother and sister combo, Sora and Shiro, answered an email asking if their game is fun, and if they were having fun living in a world where they are penalized for either winning or losing too much. Due to their satisfaction of living in this current world, they are given the chance to start a new world fully controlled and won by games. Essentially, the Ghost Spirit asked, they said yes, and whoosh, starts their new adventure. How about Digimon? Also, Digimon is also an isekai. Fuck you, fight me. But that one kinda seems self-explanatory. 3. You receive special powers once arriving in the new world. What powers did they receive? From what I recall, they are still normal children by the end of the film. And this movie came out before it is known that Peter Pan doesn't actually age. So I can't actually count Return to Neverland, although it takes place in the same universe/world. Admittedly, this is still pretty simple, because Wendy does retain the ability to fly, even just a little bit. Michael also somehow seems to get super strength for a toddler. Don't believe me? Well, as a toddler, you do not have the same amount of muscle control as someone even a year or two older than you. That level of control exponentially grows until it plateaus again with a slight incline. How then does Michael have the strength to carry a pirate cannonball, usually 32 pounds, with him inside of a teddy bear and swing it overhead with enough force to probably send that man to a watery grave faster than Hook skips across the water at the end of the film? 4. You meet interesting new creatures in this world. Fairies, mermaids, and how about that super stalkery and probably super smart crocodile that the characters could probably talk to if they bothered talking to him. Come on, this is a Disney film. You can do that. Anyways, those are my reasons. Bye! I'm kidding. Sorry, I'm still not quite used to making these kinds of analysis videos. It just kinda seemed like, no duh, Peter Pan is an isekai. I just needed to find a reason to antagonize my whole argument, and because of that, I ended up with a more sarcastic/comedy video. Admittedly, I took the format that Jeff from Mother's Basement had and tried it out. Just very poorly. Whoops. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. I love y'all, and hope you all love yourselves, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Bye!